So hello my dear brothers and boys, today you will witness the Hungarian Great Trial. As in today's campaign, I'm going to punish all of my neighbors for stealing territories from a great Hungary after the finish of the World War I in 1919. As you may see, this Hungary is even smaller than one we saw in the real life, so the situation here is even worse. However, today, Ferenc Szalasi is going to unite a Hungarian state and make a great trial. Hungary is going to become great once again, and the broken peak won't be broken anymore, and the Treaty of Trianon will be deleted from our history. Without further ado, let's enjoy a great Hungarian campaign. Oh yeah, 4,000 people in army. That's the result of Treaty of Trianon. Even Germans have a better situation than we do. We didn't deserve such a punishment. However, this year we will start a quiet rearmament. The Treaty of Trianon denied the Hungarian state an army of any kind, completely preventing us from defending ourselves in case of attack. We must be in the slow process of quietly building an army backup, as to not to attract attention from our more powerful neighbors. So we will prepare a great army before anyone will spot it. I'm sure it will work like a Swiss clock. And the only country who is in such situation as we are is of course the Ottoman Empire. Bro, you should come back as well. I'll do my best to make the Ottoman Empire great again as well, as we are Turkic brothers. As you may see, Hungarians and Ottomans have a deep connection throughout the history, and that isn't a surprise that they punished Ottomans as well. And for now the population of Hungary is only 6 million of people. But don't worry, by the end of this video, the population of our great Hungarian state is going to be around 20 million people, so we will triple it. And first of all, I need to get rid of this and then this. The Hungarian economy. Well, I don't think that this tax should be here because the Hungarian economy doesn't exist. It should be built out of nothing because we've got nothing to repair. First, the black man is dead, and second, the red man is dead. Goodbye, my lovely mushroom. Prime Minister, we don't need you. We need to forget about you. We've got only a president. The president needs to rule the country, as he is a national populist, and our prime minister is paternal autocrat. Oh, and I forgot to mention that we've got a pretty cool right coalition in the government, which has a total of 50% of the voters, which isn't so bad. Every second man in the Hungarian state supports us, which is nice. However, this number should grow to 99.9 and 0.1% it's us who always want to become better and better. Democratic rallies in pitch? Take extensive measures to curtail their power. Yes, minus liberals. Tensions in Transylvania? We should help our brothers. We will send them infantry equipment. This is the way they are going to help the Romanian government to get rid of my lands. My second decision is gonna be pretty simple. I'm going to open secret training camps and gain over 35,000 manpower, which is nice. The Treaty of Trianon completely barred us from having a full-time military of any sort. We must raise an army in secret as to avoid attracting unwanted attention. Boys, we're just training for a bodybuilding competition and nothing more than that. Okay boys, now it's time to consolidate the national coalition. Glory to national populists. Toward the countryside. Hell yeah, I like villages. Let's click it. We need to find our support in villages. Continue economic recovery? I agree with that. We need to know and write down how much money we have. Expropriate Jewish financiers? Sounds a bit comical, because we've got more gypsies in our country rather than Jews. And remember that gypsies have lots of gold. And no, we're not coming to Bastion in Minecraft to trade with piglins. That's for some other scenes. Criminalizing Marxist thoughts? No, they've got some good thoughts in Marxism. We'll aid Hungarian workers instead. The Hungarian proletariat are a long-suffering class, with their toil in the name of the nation often going unrecognized by reactionaries. While Hungary is an agrarian state at its core, we must aid the workers and engage in outreach to bring in their support for a stronger and more prosperous Hungary. I told you that we are national socialists, and that's not even a joke. Proletariats of Hungary, unite! Finally, the dissolution of the Trade Commission has happened and our Turkic brothers got some lands back. And the next step is gonna be taking back Constantinople. Okay, we will Magyarize the society. Even in our reduced state, there are many who still cling on to outdated or even traitorous identities. Besides the ever problematic Jew, Germans and Slovaks of all stripes continue to live in Hungary unassimilated. This must change. Okay, I can understand the claim about Slovaks, but Germans? What did they do to you, bro? They were our allies for centuries. Oh, and the Slovakian leader has a cool hat. We approve it. Oh, if you want to get an extensive conscription, just pay 9,000 political power, and sure, you can get it. This is how horrors of Trianon looks like. Establishing the military police? Hell yeah, let's do it. The next decision in my crazy hat is gonna be default foreign debt. Like in this good old joke, I forgive everyone who I own something. Foreigners are some of the most wretched beasts upon the Hungarian people, especially when they are sent by the Carpicarous Jews and their agents. All unworthy foreign debts shall be cancelled, for the Hungarian people haven't woke up. I can't read that without laughing, because that is so freaking based. Like, if you don't want to pay your debt, just don't do it, come on bro, what will happen with us? What will they do to the base Hungarian state? Now everyone is focused on the London market collapse, so I hope they won't focus on my rearmament. Man, aren't we communists? Expropriate exports. Exports are unfortunate necessary in this new world economy, but their unfortunate effects on the strengths of the nation can be alleviated. Strict regulations on how much we can export shall be imposed, and the government shall ensure that all exports are to the nation's gain. Maybe it can help on the short term, but on the long term, we are cooked. Mass nationalization, let's go boys, let's go! Sounds like socialism in the Soviet Union. Autarky? Okay, why not? Oil, steel, bricks and factories. I mean, that's literally the copy of the Soviet Union. Vengeful spirit. What a cool skull. We must ensure each and every citizen is rallied behind our case and prepared for the Great Crusade we will soon be embarked upon. It's time for Hungarian Jihad. I mean, the Great Trail. Nice, Germany sends us weapons. One step closer to victory. Oh no, something went wrong with the Ottoman Empire. Well, if you can't win, you shall unite with your enemy. Now the Ottomans will surely destroy the Greece from inside. Okay, so next step in our socialist economy and socialist state is gonna be a redistribution of land. Part of the Eros Cross agenda was the redistribution of land, away from the rich landholders that dominated the right and continued to fiercely protect their grossly large estates. Even if we are not Marxists, which I'm not sure about, we must still ensure that land is used efficiently and fairly in working towards a stronger Hungary for the future. Sounds like an epic promotion of collectivization. Like I said, the Ottoman Empire has won this war since they have created Helleno-Turkish Federation, and I'm sure the Turks will destroy it from inside. Finally, we have enough soldiers in our army to do one small thing. However, an important thing. Renounce the Treaty of Trianon. A stupid, a catastrophic treaty. But we will do that in 3 weeks. Goodbye, the Treaty of Trianon. With our military and economy built back up to sufficient levels, we can finally declare the Treaty of Trianon null and void, and finally move on from this shameful period in our nation's history. And of course, first things first, we will demand the return of Falfold. The lands of Falfold are full of ethnic Hungarians, and the lands are nothing more than a burden on the Romanian political and economic structure. Demanding the return of the lands should guarantee that the lands are ceded back to their rightful rulers. I hope it will work. Wait, Romania refused to cede Alfold. Okay, we will be in Budapest by the end of the month. You mean Bucharest? Because we're currently in Budapest. Okay, now we need to back up someone else. Okay, choosing between planned economy and developed economy, we will choose planned economy because that will give us even more boost and prove that we are communists. Well, now let's try to talk with Slovakia. Southern Slovakia is full of Hungarians who were ripped from their motherland by the Treaty of Trianon. With that treaty no longer standing in our way, we are free to demand the return of these lands to their rightful overlords. No way they gave us Southern Slovakia. That's perfect. Well, if they have given us Southern Slovakia, it's time to decide the fate of the entire Slovakia. With the return of South Slovakia to our control, we have shown the world the weakness of the Slovak people and their unwillingness to put up on a fight. We will demand the return of the northern provinces to our rule and begin the restoration of Greater Hungary. We are acting like a gopnik. If you don't stop us, we will push you even further. Well, the German Reich has declared the war on the Socialist Republic of Czechia, meaning they have started the war against the Soviet Union in February 1938. Bro, you don't even have a border with Germany. What will you do? Oh my god. So, Slovakians didn't even want to fight, we have just fully annexed this state without doing anything. What a perfect life can be. Yeah, Slovakia cedes to our demands. Hungarian Dom sees yet another great victory. Hell yeah! Of course, the next step is to deal with Yugoslavia. Reclaim Vojvodina. Congratulations, boys! Now the population of our great state is 10.5 million of people, which is a nowadays population of Hungary, which is good enough. Yugoslavia refuses to surrender Vojvodina. That's not good. Belgrade will burn for this. Now I'm going to prepare for the trial of Romanians, so I need some time to get my army even to a better conditions to attack Romanians. And in order to do that, we need to get state-controlled factories. Bruh, are you serious? How did you manage to lose Leningrad? Well, the red sun isn't a good sun. Telegram from Berlin. Hell yeah, we shall build a new world together with Germans. Now we are in a Stahlpact, and I hope the Germans will give me Burgenland back, as it is a rightful part of the Hungary. They also want to deal with Bucharest, which is nice. So let me ask them for a Burgenland, as allies should always work together and understand each other. No, they want to cooperate with Yugoslavia. I need to do something with that. Forget about Hungary, we need to invade Yugoslavia. Well, the game says Germany refuses to give me it back. I'll say that I'll support them in the war with the Soviet Union, so they will give it to me. Come on, that's the only way for me to get it. Now that's another deal. So let's go and destroy Yugoslavia. Of course I called Yugoslavia into this war so Germans won't take them in our alliance. It's only us with Germans who rule the world, not Yugoslavians. As you may see, our offensive is going pretty successfully. You know what, comrades? We are doing pretty fine, and we are one step away from entering Belgrade. If you think the Germans are helping me much in this war, no, they don't. You can see hundreds of German divisions on the front line. I'm coming for you, Zagreb and Bosnia, as my divisions have broke through their front line and now we are aiming to capture Bosnia. Serbians are cooked. Brothers, we're pushing the Belgrade. Yo boys, check this out, we have encircled Belgrade. That's a huge victory. Honestly, Yugoslavians are a bit stupid since they lost lots of manpower trying to attack both me and Germans. And the only thing you had to do is to give me back Vojvodina to avoid it. Vojvodina and avoid. Sounds a bit similar. The next step is to conquer Sarajevo. Meanwhile, the Yugoslavian south has almost fallen. Well, I've got some major troubles. Split is going to be my next goal and we'll finally reach the Adriatic Sea. After 20 years without having an access to the sea, we will finally get it back. Congratulations, lots of Yugoslavian troops are encircled. Well, minus 8 divisions of Yugoslavia. Even more encirclements means even more casualties. Like, take a look how many troops they have already lost against us. Oh, and the Austrian occupation is the prime example of the German help. At this point, they are done. Now we can say goodbye to Yugoslavia, once and for all. Congratulations, my dear Brudas, Yugoslavians have capitulated and now we're going to divide them. So Germans have annexed Slovenia, which is fair enough, since lots of Germans are living in this area, and the rest of Yugoslavia is mine, since I did the rest of the work to capitulate it. And you know what? We finally gained our access back to the Adriatic Sea. We are cooking, Brudas. We are cooking. What about the fate of Serbia? We will liberate a minimal Serbian state and we will deal with the rest. Why not? We will bring Karageorgievich dynasty to the power in Yugoslavia. I mean Serbia. What about Bosnia? Let's create Bosnia. Welcome back, Bruda. We will also create the state of Montenegro. Once, Serbians used to have an access to the sea, and now they don't. That's how the post-war Yugoslavia looks like, and you know what? I gave a good access to the sea to the Kingdom of Bosnia, which is gonna be my ally in some of the next wars. As you may see, we have successfully restored the borders of Hungary on the west, and now the population of our state is 16 million of people. Like, I can aim for 25 million of people by the end of this video. You know, getting an additional research slot for only 35 days sounds reasonable. What's even more interesting is that collectivist Finland is fighting against collectivist Soviet Union while being a member of the Stahl Pact. Finland, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Kullerva Manner? Bro is picking the wrong side. Hungarian Navy. Yes, this time it's not a joke. Revive the Navy. We've got a rightful access to the sea, so nothing can stop us from gaining the great Hungarian Navy. Even though we're surrounded by the Continental Entente, nothing and no one can stop us from building the great Hungarian fleet, no matter what. Well, in December 1979, the legionary Romania has joined the Reichspakt. Oh no, we can't afford this. We need to get back a few days before this event, as I'm always able to attack Romanians. Yeah, I've got a war goal against them, and the Broken Peak will totally collapse them. While they are trying to break my defense, but they won't be able to do that. Well, now they are fighting against Germans as well, so I'm not the only one who doesn't like Romanians. However, only in this campaign. But except for it, I love all my Romanian brothers. Both Hungarian and Romanian brothers are my favorite brothers. I think I'm capable of breaking their defense since this province was broken pretty easily. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty much easy, even though I don't have enough infantry equipment and support equipment as well. Main-wheel Carpathian Mountains are gonna be used as the main road to Bucharest. Yeah, that's the best road to Bucharest. As you may see, Romanians, well, they are cooked and nothing and no one can stop me from reaching Bucharest. Meanwhile, my brothers are rising in Transylvania. Bro, you are encircled near Chernovtsi. -2 Romanian divisions. Whoa, this time we got a huge encirclement. As you may see, around 9 divisions of Romanians has been encircled thanks to my forces and Bulgarian forces. However, Bulgaria is losing it. Bulgarians are just Bulgarians. By 23rd of February 1940, my forces have reached Bucharest, and you know what, Romania is doing pretty bad, and half of the country is technically encircled. If we defeat this division, Romania is gonna be split into 2 main parts. Oh wait, into 3 main parts, because of Moldavia. Well, it seems that Romania is going to belong to me. It's gonna become my own puppet. But before doing so, we need to take back the Hungarian native lands. Now that looks more than fair, and we've got Hungary from Adriatic Sea to the Black Sea. Of course I could establish Hungary from the Adriatic Sea to the Black Sea, but it would cost me too much. So I prefer establishing a puppet state in Romania, as integrating it would cost me too much. After thinking about Romanian destiny for 14 minutes and 42 seconds, I get the point. So the Bruges should become a part of Bulgaria, as they also took part in this war and helped us to defeat this awful state. So you deserved your piece of Romania. Oh, Romania now staying like it always used to. So, my dear comrades, we did it. We got to the point of the Great Restoration. It's May 1940 and last search, this great focus was an amazing picture. A picture of a great Hungary and the Hungarian flag. No matter how much they were arguing, shouting, boasting, Hungarian virtue has done it. Hungary is big and happy again, and we made Hungary great again. Plus 200 political power and plus 15% of stability, which is great. This is undoubtedly a great event, as we restored the Great Hungary in just 4 years, from a small state which is even smaller than in the real history. And we have also grown from 6 million of people to 26 million of people living in a Great Hungary. Dude, it's way more than I expected to see. You should put a like on this video for such a great Hungary with a historic borders. Wait, Armenia? What did you do with Kurdistan? Now I've got so many questions to Armenians. Hungary restored. Today is a proud day, a day that all Hungarians will forever remember. Through struggle and hardship, against all odds, Greater Hungary has been restored and Trianon repudiated. With the liberals laid low and Hungary now a stand in the Balkans, the popularity of the government has risen widely, with ecstatic cheers for the Eurocross movement and for the Szeged leaders. But this masks the reality of the situation. Tensions between the two movements have been long simmering, and there is little doubt that the already tense coalition of Szeged and Szalazi will be able to withstand the storm for much longer. As things began to come to a hand, the question of Hungary's future still lies in the balance. Nevertheless, both sides of the coalition have only one mood now: unrestrained celebration. Nem, nem, soha. Now a mountain general will become a Hungarian general. Yet that's not all, because we unlocked some new focus tree lines. So that's the end of the Republic. With the restoration of Greater Hungary, the Republic and its French-designed institutions are no longer necessary. So the Crete president Ferenc Szalazi, who together with the Eurocross parliamentary bloc pushed for not only the permanent suspension of any elections, but who have also drawn up a new constitutional plan to be implemented at the first opportunity. In this new plan, all parties were to subordinate themselves to the party of national will, which was to reform itself into the Front of National Will. Szalazi would obviously have absolute power. This hasn't gone over well with the rest of the parliament, whether they be the rump opposition relegated to obscurity and protected only by merciful aristocrats, or the other members of the national coalition. With their united opposition to this, the Republican institution will hold, although this has already sparked fury on the Eurocross site. It seems that the fate of the national coalition is up in the air. It will not be missed. Goodbye Hungarian Republic and goodbye the Trianon Treaty. Now we will be known as the Hungarian work state. Do you still want to argue that we are not commies? Man, I think that we're technically a successor of the Hungarian Soviet Republic instead of Hungarian Republic that we saw previously. And now we've got a pretty weird flag which resembles the United States but without the blue stripe and the stars. Well, now we've got a new order in Budapest. None shall threaten the Hungarian vision. Glory to the Communist Party, Eurocross movement of the Hungary. Yeah, our state is becoming even more weird. So it's time to search the Hungarian triumph, and some other focus tree lines include, I guess, the monarchist path and the patronal autocrats. Yeah, that's patronal autocrats. You need the right corporate alliances. If you know how to get these passes, please let me know in the comments below, especially a monarchist one, since I want to restore the monarchist Hungary. Nevertheless is the Hungarist triumph. Where the Danube flows, Hungary is greatest of all the nations. For too long, however, the Hungarians who made it great have been let down and left to disgrace. but no more. The Hungary's vision shall be realized with our leader, Selassie, at the forefront. And remember boys, that all couldn't happen if Donald Trump didn't become a president of the United States in 2016 and 2024. Total land reform? Wait, it sounds like a total collectivization. Hungary is an agrarian state and her lifeblood is the peasant. Unlike the degenerate desires of liberals and Jews, the peasantry have values and connections to the soil that make them especially worth uplifting and protecting. As such, the era of reactionary land ownership shall be ended for the Magyar race. Like, they couldn't surprise me with a collectivization in the Hungarian state. Like, I got the point that national populists are more likely a national communists, but Hungarian race, is that a call to the Ural Mountains to unite with our brothers that are left in Russia? Cause actually Russia is the place where our closest living relatives live, and they even do that today. Let's forget that such a sin has ever existed. It should be burnt out from Hungarian history. The work state, oh my god, that's a German-Soviet reference in one event. However, it gives me lots of stability, lots of efficiency retention and political power gain. So we approve everything that supports us and supports our state, no matter how ridiculous it is. Curtail private property. Yes, yes and yes. Let's repeat 1917, the Great October Revolution. While private property is not an unnatural Jewish invention, its existence is not a simple matter. All people are to work for the nation, and for this they cannot simply claim to own something and thus withhold it from the nation, which represents the people as a whole. The people shall shepherd over the nation's property, but not own it. Hungarian Soviet Socialist Republic movement. Nothing can surprise me at this point, since Hungary is so based that not a single state can get better than Hungary in this modification. Not German Reich, not Soviet Union, not even the French Republic or Rhenish Republic. Everyone and everything is boring in this modification comparing to the Hungarian state and its absurdity. Social National Revolution. Now that sounds a bit Savinkowist. Wait, excuse me, not a bit. It's exactly like Savinkov says, Social National Revolution. Everywhere in Europe, the people are waking up. Yeah, I usually do that at 6 AM. They're chafing against their crueler reactionary overlords backed by Jewish finance and Anglo-Saxon liberalism. The Magyar state, however, can stand proud to have been among the first to launch this revolution, the revolution for the creation of a truly social nation. Like I said, it's a national socialism, but in a true meaning of these words, not in a version of a German Reich or Austrian painter. It's a unique Hungarian vision of a nation. We're not Europeans, we're not Asians, and we're not Mongolians. We are a unique civilization that is truly dominating the Europe and the surrounding states, establishing Hungarian rule in Romania, Serbia, Bosnia, and some other states on the Balkans. Hungarian nation is now an unstoppable nation. So the social national revolution has been completed, and now Hungary is one of the most stable states in the Europe and one of the most supportive states of its nation, since every Hungarian citizen will go to the war to fight for his motherland, like we did a few years ago when we fought against the Yugoslavians and Romanians. Each of our citizens died for a great Hungary, from a state from the Adriatic Sea to the Black Sea, from a proud social national state that is based only on a Hungarian nation and that also protects peasants and workers. Not a single state in the Europe is as great as we are. And the only thing that is left for us to do to become the greatest state in the history is to build some naval bases in the Adriatic Sea and build a full-scale fleet, so that Mikhail could be proud of us for building a naval Hungarian empire. Put a like on this video if you approve such a based schizophrenic Hungarian state.